Because we are less than a month until E3, the rumors have started coming, and I don't think they will stop anytime soon, at least until E3 finally comes on June 12th. Because there have been so many rumors within the past couple of days, and all of them will be covered in a video that should be coming out soon. However, obviously with rumors, they're not from Nintendo themselves, but Nintendo themselves, the official Nintendo, could have just confirmed a ton of games coming to the Nintendo Switch within the foreseeable future. I'm talking about trademarks. Nintendo recently filed 15 different trademarks for their unique properties. And before you click off this video thinking that trademarks don't mean anything, we got a Super Smash Bros. Trademark literally a couple of months before the Smash announcement, and all of these trademarks are filed under the video game section, so they're not just merch. They're also filed under the merch section as well, but that's kind of to be expected because if you're making a video game, you're gonna obviously have to have some sort of merch for it, especially if you're a big company like Nintendo. But anyway, these are the games that they have filed trademarks for. We're gonna talk about all of them at the end. I just want to quickly jump through it now. They filed for a Super Smash Bros. Trademark, which makes sense because, you know, Smash is actually coming out this year. Then the interesting ones: Star Fox, F-Zero, Pikmin, Yoshi's Island, Art Style, Flipnote Studio, Sin and Punishment, The Legendary Starfy, Nintendogs, Link's Crossbow Training, Wii Fit, Wii Music, Wii Play, and Wii Sports. All trademark purposes include for home video game program, smartphone program, as well as non-gaming related purposes such as merchandising. Running through these, Smash Bros. Makes sense. We are getting Smash soon. Maybe this is for just like maybe a Smash t-shirt or a pamphlet. They literally need trademarks for everything. So not all of these are going to be about games, but chances are a lot of them will, because why would they file them under the game section? That's just kind of like a dead giveaway to fans like us who speculate on this stuff. Anyway, going to Star Fox, I was just talking about this, about the rumor video that should be going up sometime soon. Star Fox Racing could possibly be coming to the Switch. A bunch of credible insiders have said a Star Fox Racing game made by Retro Studios will be coming to the Switch. And may I just say, if this happens, holy crap. Diddy Kong Racing, which is apparently where this mysterious Star Fox game is drawing inspiration from, is an incredible racer. It's like Mario Kart, but with an awesome story mode and just tons of content, more than just actual racing. It is so much fun, and Retro Studios has made 5 great games for Nintendo with Nintendo's IPs. Why not give them Star Fox to let them make a 6th? I'll talk about that more in a future video, but let's just quickly run down the rest of these trademarks. We have F-Zero. That's awesome. In my opinion, this definitely has to mean a game, right? Unless they end up doing nothing with this. Because who's gonna buy F-Zero merchandise? Like, I hate to break it to you all F-Zero fans, but that series, outside of hardcore Nintendo fans, is pretty much dead. The sole thing keeping it alive is Captain Falcon in Smash, and he's not even that main of a character. Like, no one would buy a Captain Falcon shirt unless F-Zero somehow made a comeback. So that's very interesting. Pikmin. This is probably the one I am most excited about. Pikmin 4, we've known about since like 2015. Apparently back then it was near the end of development. Miyamoto supposedly reconfirmed it during the 2017 Treehouse. However, I couldn't actually find footage of this, but everyone was telling me he did. So if that's the case and they are really still working on development, then this trademark could mean that it is nearing the end of development and they're going into producing all the cartridges, you know, getting everything ready for a potential launch. However, if they're just filing the trademark now, it probably means it won't be coming this year, although we really don't know. I doubt Pikmin 4 will launch this year, but since they are filing a trademark for it, could we potentially see it at E3? Who knows? Next up, we have Yoshi's Island. The only potential thing I can relate this to is Yoshi Switch, because, I mean, that's the only thing we know about Yoshi coming up. And if they just filed a trademark for Yoshi, that would be a lot more suspicious because that could literally go for anything. Yoshi in Smash, a Yoshi plush. But Yoshi's Island, that's specifically the trademark. I don't really see how there could be Yoshi's Island merch. I could definitely see how there could be Yoshi merch, but that would once again go under the Yoshi trademark. How are you getting Yoshi Island like something that's not in a video game? I don't know, but yeah, that's a very suspicious situation. Maybe the paper crafting game will have some relation to Yoshi's Island. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Art Style and Flipnote Studios are both like art things where you can make stuff. I mean, that was a terrible description. So basically what Art Style is Art Style is a video game created for the WiiWare and DSiWare. It was just like you could like draw and I don't know, that stuff. Pick up and play the controls that created a experience based purely on fun and engaging gameplay. That's just reading off what the thing is. And Flipnote Studios was kind of like a stop-motion app for the 3DS or DS, I believe. I don't know too much about either of those, and for the sake of time, we're just gonna skip over them. But I think having some sort of art-making like studio on your Switch would be pretty cool. I wouldn't personally use it, but it would be cool, and it could also use the Switch's capacitive touchscreen in a very useful way. Skipping over those two, we got Sin and Punishment. What? I mean, this game has literally been, like, just, I don't understand. Nintendo, what are you doing right now? For those of you who don't know, Sin and Punishment is a rail shooting game that was co-developed by Nintendo and a company called Treasure. It was on the Nintendo 64 in 2000, and it takes place in the near future of 2007, which, you know, came out in 2000, so they just had a radical view of what would happen in 7 years, where humanity was struggling with global famine. It was just an on-rails shooter, basically, and it's kind of a cult game where a lot of people like it, and it was made by Nintendo, which was very weird because Nintendo typically doesn't make shooters besides, well, Splatoon. But seeing this potentially on the Switch would be awesome. I like what I've seen of Sin and Punishment, and I'd love to try and play it on the Switch. The Legendary Starfy is once again a very odd pick for a trademark. It was a game, or a game series, so to speak, that was on the Game Boy Advance all the way to the DS. It was mainly in Japan. They never really released it outside of Japan until 2009, when that game was released on the DS, The Legendary Starfy. It's a very odd corner of Nintendo's history, but, I mean, it exists, it looks pretty cool. Starfy for Smash? No. We're getting off topic. Moving on to Nintendogs. How? Who, what, where, when, what, whom still... Nintendogs is a very odd trademark. They could literally just be filing this to just keep the Nintendogs brand so no one else can steal it. They honestly might be filing this one for no reason. I cannot think of any reason they'd need a Nintendogs thing unless they obviously were gonna make another Nintendogs game, but that seems unlikely, at least from my opinion. Next up, Link's Crossbow Training. This one is interesting. They could potentially put Link's Crossbow Training somehow in Labo. For those of you who don't know, it was kind of like a tech demo showing off, hey, this is the Wii, it has motion controls, yahoo. They could do something like that in Labo and be like, look, you can fire this bow and arrow. Because if you remember, during the Labo initial trailer, we looked at a ton of Labo Toy-Cons that we never actually ended up getting within the two first packs. So, potentially a bow and arrow Toy-Con? That would be very interesting. And the last four, I'm just going to go over quickly. Wii Fit, Wii Music, Wii Play, and Wii Sports. I don't know why. They can't really bring these to the Switch because of the Wii in the name. So I had to assume that they just kind of have to file these to, like, keep the rights or something like that. I don't really fully understand why, but, you know, it's there. As I said, some of these aren't going to be for actual games, but the main ones like Smash, Star Fox, F-Zero, Pikmin, those are obviously going to all be for actual games. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. That's what a lot of other people are getting out of it. But what do you think? What trademarks interest you the most? As we get closer and closer to E3, it is incredible the amount of rumors and supposed leaks that we're getting, so hearing something from actual Nintendo is very refreshing for a change. With that out of the way, stay tuned for lots more E3 content on the horizon. I'm Thomas on the Switch Stop, signing off. Peace.